Hey, miss me? By default, I'm now better than your father because I actually came back. According to Oxford Dictionary, empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. An example, he has a total lack of empathy for anybody. Empathy is cancer. There, I said it. It causes commotions within our emotions. It needs to be removed like any other cancer that's lingering within our bodies. Empathy is also super cringe. Don't be that person that's empathetic for a person because it happens to be something that has to deal with work, or it happens to deal with something in everyday life that just happens to happen because it's called being normal. That's what it is to be empathetic. Here's the thing. In one instance, empathy could be a good thing. You can show that, hey, that person actually did something normal to the best of his or her abilities. It's not being rewarded. There are actual consequences being bestowed upon this person that they never expected. Neither did you expect it. So I understand the purpose of having empathy for that right there. But empathy for people who don't even care about themselves? Come on. That is super cringe. You have to admit, that's really, really cringe. Dolph Ziggler, because I never had the opportunity to formally talk about him yesterday during the Bit Black Thursday release, was released from the company. He was 43 years old. Oh wait, he's not dead. Why are we talking about the guy like he's dead? The only thing that's dead is his career. But here's the thing. That release was nothing more than the cremation that lingered around for the better part of 7 years. One may even say about 10 years. Dolph Ziggler, for the most part, has been a complete jobber, for the most part, for the better part of 10 years. A jobber to the stars for 4 years in the beginning, and for the latter 6 years, a jobber, essentially. I'll be kind. I'll say jobber to the stars for about 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, and for the last 2 or 3 years, he's been pretty much, a jobber. He wore out his welcome. So to sit here and pretend that, hey, this is so unexpected, or wow, this is so unfair and all this other kind of stuff, where none of the fanfare for him was even there for the better part of about 5 or 6 years, it's a little bit, in my opinion, mischievous. One may even say a little bit of the manipulation going on here, or dare I say, it's empathy rearing its stupid, ugly head again. Because what is empathy when the opportunity arises for you to actually give help to somebody? The Rock and John Cena for sure could have went out of their way to help out Dolph Ziggler early on in his career when it would have actually had merit and value. But to be perfectly honest with you, it's not their job to help put in a good word for Dolph Ziggler. He made it to the ball game. He's no longer Cinderella sitting out there with the dust ball, sweeping up stuff with the sisters being all mad at her and whatnot. No, the prince came, he invited her, and you know what she did? She came to the ball looking like a thought. And there's nothing wrong with looking like a thought, because at the end of the day, you're trying to get some Prince dick. And what she got some of that good old-fashioned Prince dick. And look, we have Dolph Ziggler, who could have easily got some of the Prince dick too, because he made it to the ball. He made it to the crowning achievement, which is the World Heavyweight Championship. At least at the time, one can say that it was the equivalent of the Intercontinental Championship today, that he could have definitely used as a platform to get himself to that next stratosphere. And what did he do? He get injured all the goddamn time, every single goddamn time. And you could blame his opponents, sure. But guess what? Dolph Ziggler in later life started to give up. Maybe he said to himself, hey, I don't have what it takes. Why? Because early on in his career, what did he do? What was Dolph Ziggler's main caveat that got him over with the majority of the fan base? His, wait for it, in-ring work. The 450 strike again. When all you have is in-ring work, you have nothing. And look what it did to him in the end of the day. Look what just simply focusing strictly on the in-ring work got Dolph Ziggler today. You know where it got him? It got him being looked upon, swimming through a sea of others who are just 450s. That's where it got him. Now everybody can do not only what Dolph Ziggler can do, but 10 times, 100 times, 1,000,000,000 times better. He stood out in a crowd of people who didn't know how to goddamn wrestle out of a paper bag to save their souls, and other cliches that I can't think of at the moment because I'm rambling and I'm on a goddamn roll right now. So roll with me, folks. Dolph Ziggler had every opportunity to put himself into a position to get specifically over with the right type of audience. Because guess what? In the end of the day, no matter what you say about WWE, everybody's going to follow suit with whatever that car is pulling right behind them. Did it to himself. That's all. He did it to himself. So why should we feel empathetic for a person who, A, got the opportunity to come to the ball, get to the ball, he's dressed up, he's ready to go, and guess what he does? He slips and he breaks an ankle. And rather than getting back up and not doing the same thing again, you know what he does? He slips and he breaks the other ankle. Then he slips again and he breaks his knees. Then he messes up his thighs, now he's wheelchair bound. And guess what? He's not wheelchair bound because some cockamamie birth defect. He's wheelchair bound because he tried to use an element to get himself over that now everybody is doing, because guess what? It doesn't take a lot to do what he's doing. So it's like the whole matriarchy. What is it called again? Not matriarchy, a meritocracy argument. Oh, woe is me. I did all the work that I can do. Therefore, I should be rewarded. Ah, phooey. Phooey. Patooey. If you're going to go to the job and you're trying to get a promotion, then you're going to have to do things that put you into a position to get a promotion. Otherwise, you're going to be in that same spot for the rest of your life, making the same type of money you started with, because that's what you are worth. God damn it. And to make matters much worse, sooner or later, that thing that you're currently doing, someone's going to be a hell of a lot better at it than you. And then another person's going to be a hell of a lot better than you. Then another. And when time comes, when that company has to do a couple of layoffs, who's going to be the first person on the chopping block? I'll tell you who's going to be. You. Let that be a life lesson. Empathy ain't going to save you from a goddamn thing in this world. Get up and do the damn work. Don't be a Dolph Ziggler. People can sit back as much as they want and say all these things about Dolph Ziggler and how great he was. He was never great. In order to be great, you have to be innovative. You have to be creative. And I'm not just talking about the moves you do in the goddamn ring, because trust me, that is finite. People will take that and they will do the same thing with a little bit of a spin on it. But you, the character, the mic working, I don't want to hear all this. It should have been me. I don't want to hear none of that. That's not Mike. What is that? That's not Mike. That's just complaint. That's Dolph Ziggler essentially is doing what I'm doing right now. Arguably better. Because I am better. Bite me. I feel no empathy. I feel no empathy. I feel no solace for the Dolph Ziggler. He brought it upon himself. And to make matters much worse, he was bitching and complaining about wanting to leave apparently years ago. I remember seeing news articles about him talking about he wanted to get out of his contract years ago to go be a failed comedian. Go do that now. Be a failed comedian. Maybe you can get back with Amy Schumer and, actually attempt to have sex this time without suffocating. Go do that, Dolph Ziggler. Go be yourself. But empathy, don't expect it from me. Catch you guys later. Deuces. P. Eyes.